In the past, when it came to my art, I never really felt truly connected 100% to the pieces I was making and the subject matter, except for a select few that I thought were just like pretty cute and whatnot. And something always felt like off whenever I'd finish a piece. I would like the process of making it, because like at the end of the day, that's always been the case. That's never really changed. But by the time I got to the end, I felt any type of attachment disappear as soon as, everything was said and done. And I realized about, I want to say, a few months ago, no more than like 3-4, that I needed to make a change, and that I needed to actually feel, connected to the stuff I was making, because I realized that I'm an artist, and for me, that means that I make stuff for the sake of, just to make it, but also at the end of the day, art is a form of self-expression for me, and it's a way of me communing, or rather talking about what I really like to see, and what I find beautiful, what I find interesting, what I like to think about, to talk about. And I was able to make that change. I was able to finally feel some type of like real connection to my art and to like the entire process from beginning to end. Even just the thought of coming up with ideas really excites me. So I want to share with you how I got there, and maybe it can help you too, in case you're feeling that way. So the first thing you have to do is really be honest with yourself. Like, really think about what you really like to see, particularly when it comes to aesthetics and art styles. For me, this includes animals, nature, anything that has to do with not man-made stuff, really. And I find all types of color palettes fascinating, but as a person who dresses primarily in black and white, darker palettes are definitely more my cup of tea. But I also like having a touch of vibrancy as well and playing with that, so my art tends to reflect that. And also, you have to think about how you're going to get there. And by how you're going to get there, I mean, what like actual steps? Like, if you were to make a lesson plan for how to get this art style, and this art style being the art style that you want to have, how would that look? What would that look like? What would you do? Would you have to do more studies? 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. Because all of us are like, oh, my anatomy sucks, or my sense of flow and my line making and my composition, all of it's just kind of off. So, yeah. And for me, this meant that I had to, well, first things first is, as a visual person, I made a Pinterest board full of the stuff I liked visually, like genuinely liked. Like, if I could have my art style look like anything, like it would look like these. And not exactly like that, but elements of the pieces I was picking. And I might show some examples on screen, and if you look at the examples and you look at my art, which you can check on Instagram at MADILICO, by the way, then you'll really see the connection. And for me, this includes a lot of line heavy stuff, darker themes, animals, botanical themes, and just this sort of like darker, witchy, gothic, alternative like vibe overall. And so I realized, I was like, oh well, Who would have thought? The goth person likes making darker stuff. Who would have thunk? So, and then I decided that, I would explore basically the limits of this art style that I wanted to, have. So then your second course of action, once you figure out what exactly you want, is define the specific characteristics and qualities of that art style, and then really limit yourself to those qualities and sort of make up rules for yourself as you make stuff. For me, this would be, I can only do animals or plants and flowers for subject matter, or I can only use a darker palette. I cannot use super bright colors. All of it has to be pretty muted or desaturated or just a darker tone, which for me means, no character art and stuff like that, which, I still do have, a soft place for it, and I do still enjoy that. But here's the thing, you can enjoy certain content, but it doesn't mean that that's what you like to make. And that's what I really had to realize when I was trying to reconnect with my art and my craft and me in general. So yeah, I hope this helped someone out there, maybe you watching or listening, and I'll see you next time. I'm Mari, and be you, be bold, blessed be. Thanks for watching.